Hi, Brian Whiten's filling in for Buck Lavasser. Join me tonight as we take a look at a canoe trip that started with a few family and friends and turned into an annual event that's lasted 23 years.
We like to do this program because it's good family fun. We like to have the kids out here, and it's a great way to spend a day and enjoy Mother Nature. And we started this in 1990. It's grown quite a bit since then, and never figured that it'd ever grow the way it did. And we appreciate the people showing up and enjoying the day with us.
All that and more tonight, right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone, forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak, surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields, call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill, the eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
The Menominee River is formed approximately 10 miles north of Iron Mountain by the confluence of the Brule and Michigamme rivers, and accounts for 118 miles of the border between the Upper Peninsula and Wisconsin. The river is probably most well known for its fantastic smallmouth bass fishing and great scenery. On most days, it's a fairly unoccupied stretch of water. But on the third week of July, for the past 23 years, it comes alive with nearly 100 people who come out to join in on what has become known as the Dugri Canoe Trip, aptly named for its organizers.
It started 23 years ago, and actually it was right after my wedding. It was our anniversary, and we started this kayak trip. It started out with canoes. We had 7 canoes. Mine happened to be a very big wooden canoe, and it weighed probably about 300 pounds, and I packed it because we were going to stay on the river. We had no idea where we were staying. We just took off and went. We started at the fairgrounds in Norway, and we knew that there was a dam, but we didn't know where the dam was and how much we had to portage around. So we drifted downriver and found a little island and decided that's where we were going to camp. Then we started kayaking, so we ended up with probably 10 canoes and probably 10 kayaks. Well, then it has just grown much larger, and we have grown up to 55 kayaks and 50 canoes. We invite anybody who wants to come. We open it up to the public, so it turned into just a family weekend to a weekend for anybody.
Everybody will get their vehicles back, so if you want them drove, there will be people that will shuttle them back and forth. So just leave the keys in the car for them, okay? We're out here on our 23rd annual canoe trip, and we're getting ready to take off and enjoy the lovely day that Mother Nature provided with us. And we tried to shove off at noon. We're probably a couple minutes off course, but we're doing quite well, actually, considering the start we had and all the vessels that we got and the extra people that are showing up. So that's all really cool. I'm glad to have new faces with us. It's been a great turnout. As you can see, there's quite a few people around with us and getting ready to go, and they've been very patient, and it's all working out very well for us.
We've been doing this is our 23rd year. We've been doing our canoe trip. Every year it's been a really good year. Some years was better than others, but every year it gets bigger and bigger. This year so far we got 52 kayaks as counted, and probably about 40 some canoes as of right now, and it's getting bigger by the minute.
It's a great time, a lot of work. Things that go on before this trip actually starts is amazing. I don't think most people see that part of this, but it's a really good time, great family event, lots of good people, beautiful weather almost every year. In 23 years, they've had 2 days of rain, and I don't know how people get that lucky, but they do. And maybe it's because it's a Dugri thing, and them Dugris are a great family.
It will take us probably 6 hours on this part of the river. We used to start out at the dam and start out there, come here, eat lunch, keep on going. So then we were on river probably a good 8 hours. We have cut that portion out. It was just getting too much, too many people. So now we start here and then we go down to Sturgeon Bend. You can do the trip in about 3.5 hours, but because we like to take our leisurely time, we go down and it'll take us almost 5 to 6 hours. We have pretty much it's anything that will float. We have inner tubes, we have kayaks, we have canoes. 1 year we had a paddle boat, a couple years we had a rowboat. We've had people just put a life jacket on and float all the way down the river. There was a bachelor party going on and they did a homemade pontoon boat and it went all the way down.
We got a set of rapids that we go through down there, and some people choose not to go down. There's a walkway around if you don't want to be there. That's fine too, you know. But going down the rapids, you got to really pay attention to what you're doing, or you could end up on your noggin.
If you don't care to go down the rapids, there is a place that you can portage around, and there will be people that would take your kayaks or your canoes down. Everybody puts on life jackets and you go. If you don't want to go, then you just portage around and people will take your vessels down. The rapids is probably only 30 seconds long, but sometimes it can be a very long 30 seconds. And there is 2 splits. If there's one that goes to the left, which is very dangerous, and there is one that goes to the right. We stay to the right, and most of the time don't have any problems.
Yes, we are on our 25th year, our canoe trip. We're going to hand it over to our kids, and they're going to take it over. We're going to kick back and enjoy the trip ourselves.
The newer generation is going to take it over in the next couple of years. I think we're going to pretty much keep it the same. We're going to have a big feast at the end here. Everybody's going to float on the river for the day and eat a good meal, pig roast at the end.
Well, I've been going since I was a little kid. It's been a family event. My parents have helped the whole community for a long time, just having a really good time. Everything's going to remain the same. Rose, Sturgeon Bend Campground. We usually have anywhere from about 70 to 75 canoes, kayaks. Everybody's always welcome. Just looking for a good time, and it's a big pig roast and everything afterwards. Looking forward to seeing everyone.
Well, we've been coming on this canoe trip for about 4 years now, and it's a great time. Everybody's really nice. Do a lot of fishing on the way when you get back. They got a great pig roast they do, tons of food, camping, spend the weekend out here, so it's usually a really good time, good people.
I've come out here for about 4 or 5 years now. I've been taking photos for the group, and it's just a fun day to be here. I take the photos at the end of the trip. I put them on my website. Anybody who wants to get the photos of the weekend that I got, they can go online and get their photos. Just something to give back to everybody that comes out to the trip, something to remember the event with. I think it's just a blast.
Don't miss the Woodtick Music Festival in Hermansville, Michigan. 4 days of great bluegrass, country, folk, blues, and rock and roll. Over 25 bands, fun for the entire family. Carry-ins welcome kids 12 and under free. Buy your tickets and campsites and find out everything you need to know online at woodtickfestival.com. That's woodtickfestival.com. The Woodtick Music Festival in Hermansville, Michigan.
When we get to the other end, we throw on a big pig roast, anywhere from 100 to 300 some people we feed.
£15 of another pork, and about 50-60 brats are in there. Apple flavored brats, cherry brats, regular brats. Yeah. Takes about 4 to 6 hours to cook. Smells good. Keep it right around 350, 400 degrees.
We got a great guy that's cooking it now, Tim Marshall. He's a friend of ours and he's been doing it for a while. She's loaded with bratwurst and porchetta roast and stuff and corn roast going on, and along with the pig. Plenty to eat down there, and it should be a good time for everybody.
It's pretty much potluck. The Dugries and Terraces supply the pig, all the plates, utensils, and you just have a dish to pass. We do ask for a free will offering just to cover the expenses of the meat. It's so much fun. It's a lot of work, but there is a lot of fun with it. We meet people, we just sit and visit with people. It's a great family get-together. After we're all done with the pig roast, then we have a big bonfire, and anybody is welcome to come join us, and we don't ask too much out of anybody. I enjoy it.
We like to do this program because it's good family fun. We like to have the kids out here, and it's a great way to spend a day and enjoy Mother Nature. And it's just one of them things, and if somebody don't do the running around, nobody's going to do it. And we've been doing it for 23 years now, and it's gotten easier since the first time. Because the first trip down, we've had a few issues that we had to overcome. We make sure everybody gets down and has a good time. We leave nobody behind and does whatever it takes to make everybody happy for the day. And it's a good way to spend a day and have family fun. We chose to do it 23 years ago, not knowing it'd ever end up like this, and it's been awesome. We've fortunately never got rained out yet. Mother Nature provided us a great day, and we like to enjoy it. And we want to continue it on, and so does our kids. They want to see it keep going and not have her end, you know. So we'll do the best that we can. Everybody's welcome. We just ask that they don't start no problems for nobody and enjoy the day. And the dinner that goes on at the end, you know, we try the best to do whatever, and people contribute to it is well appreciated. And we appreciate the people showing up and enjoying the day with us.
Every year it's a different experience. It's great.
At the end of the day, like so many things we do here in the UP, this trip was not about canoes, kayaks, or food or campers. It's what all of that put together turns into, what it creates. It's a great reminder of just how we should spend the day, any day, every day. I thank Victor, Larry, Anna, and all those who strive to make an event like this happen. Thanks for letting me be part of it. Call your brother or your sister, your neighbor or your friends. Invite them over for brats on the grill or a canoe trip down the river. You never know what it can turn into. It's time for the UP Outdoor Calendar. Wolf hunting licenses go on sale starting August 3rd at noon Eastern Time until August 31st, or until the license quota of 1,200 is met. All wolf license purchases are first come, first served. License cost is $100 for Michigan residents and $500 for non-residents. Licenses will be available online at michigan.gov/hunt drawings, at any authorized license agent, and at DNR offices in Baraga, Crystal Falls, Escanaba, Marquette, Nobbinway, Newberry, Norway, and Sault Ste. Marie. Also on August 3rd, DNR wildlife staff members will be available to answer wolf hunting questions at those same offices. Turkey hunters, don't forget to purchase your fall turkey applications by the deadline of August 1st. Hunters can apply online at michigan.gov/hunt drawings, at any authorized license agent, or at a DNR customer service center. You can check the results at the same web address beginning August 15th. You can apply for antlerless deer hunting licenses July 15th through August 15th. The drawing results will be posted September 5th. The NRC recently approved new antlerless deer quotas. In the UP, 18,800 private land licenses, down from 21,250 last year, will be available. The quota for public land licenses has been cut from 5,900 to 4,500. If you've got something happening in your area you'd like to see on the outdoor calendar, let us know by visiting us at realoutdoorsup.com. I was recently out shooting some general footage on a small, somewhat remote UP reservoir, and by chance met up with my friend and local bass pro, Scott Cormier. So I hopped in the boat for some quick tips on fishing a reservoir.
One of the main things about fishing this type of wood structure is obviously, there's a lot of it. I mean, you look at this reservoir here and it reminds you of some of the bigger reservoirs down south. You really don't know where to start. Well, we're actually fishing here is a creek channel that's going to go up through, so you're actually fishing what's on the bottom of the lake, not the trees. The trees are there as kind of like an accessory where the fish can use as like an ambush point. So we're just working our way down this little creek channel that goes up through this inside edge here, working the edges, working the old shoreline, and that should give us a place hopefully for the fish to go. Sometimes they'll get up in the trees while they're foraging, and they'll spread out over these big flats, and they're a little bit harder to catch then, obviously a lot harder to pinpoint. So you just kind of fish your strengths and just kind of stick with the structure, not the trees. I'm just flipping a 3/8 ounce Strike King hack attack jig on 40-pound test braided line just to get it through all these trees, get it down to the bottom and try to get a reaction strike. I want something with a lot slower fall. Usually when I'm doing this, I'm throwing a 3/4 or 1 ounce jig to get a reaction strike, but with the cold morning we've had, 39 degrees in June, I wanted to have a nice slow fall for the fish to have a chance to watch it and react to it. Little large brown. Right where he was supposed to be, right on that little point. Switched over to a bluegill color spinnerbait because we saw some bluegill suspended in the tops of some of the trees. And second cast. Let's try to find his mama. What we're doing right now is just trying to cover a lot of water, trying to find these fish. What happened is, obviously it's springtime, middle of June, and we're in the post-spawn period. And we had a very big cold front blow through last night. Dropped the water temps down to probably 5-6 degrees. A little pike right here at the boat. Obviously what it's done is it's kind of got the fish in a really weird mood, so we're trying to find the fish. Usually what they'd be doing is they'd be coming across these flats, getting out into their summer haunts, out on the creek channels, the edges and the ledges, but really we haven't found a concentration of fish. So we're just going to try to keep searching around and seeing what we can come up with. That's a good fish. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. Yes, sirree. That's what we've been coming for right there. We've been fishing real shallow, moved back out to some deeper water on the edge of the channel ledge, and throwing a jig. She just grabbed it. About 10.5 feet of water, so hopefully we'll see some more of them. We have a full deck full of rods. Obviously, it gives you a lot more options as far as what you're going to be throwing during the day. A lot of people tease me for having 6, 10, 15 rods up on the front deck, but it really gives me a lot more choices doing what I'm doing. Like today, we knew we were going to come and fish largemouth here, and it's a post-frontal conditions. Sometimes going to be tough, so we had to figure out a bunch of different options. And what we did, you notice we have 6 Temple Fork Outfitter rods up here, all with different lures. This one here is actually going to be a Strike King rodent. It's going to be something that we're going to be flipping into the grass. All the TFO rods all have a different color on the end, so it tells me what power they are. This one here with the burgundy is going to be a medium heavy power. Also another medium heavy action rod. We saw some bluegills kind of flittering around, suspended on top of some of the lure, on some of the trees. So we have a bluegill colored Strike King spinnerbait, again on a medium heavy action rod. Just gives us the option of now fishing in the upper part of the water column, where the fish were, we thought a couple of fish were. And we did catch a few fish on it. Now this one here is a darker burgundy. That's going to be a heavy action rod. And I have a 3/4 ounce single spin spinnerbait on that we were slow rolling down through the bases of the trees along the ledges and on the river channel. We started off the morning where we caught that little small fish on a top water. The gold is a medium rod. And we were throwing what's called a Strike King Sexy Dog. My favorite color, which is bone with the orange belly. It's great for largemouth and for smallmouth. This is the smaller size. It does come in a larger size too. Then for flipping heavy into the trees, another heavy action rod, the 7'3" TFO rod with 40-pound test braid and, like I said, a Strike King jig they were using, pitching up into the trees. And then another medium heavy rod. This one's going to be a 7'3" also, and we actually went with a topwater frog, which we were lucky to get back because it actually was eaten by a pike and it actually gave us our frog back. So, but that gives you a lot of different things from top to bottom and areas in between, so you can obviously cover more water that way.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.